Global Digest. I am Amma Marcus. The highly anticipated US presidential election is on, with voters split sharply along two major issues: abortion rights and immigration. For many Americans, these themes shape their choices between Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump. Well, after months of campaign rallies, speeches, and debates, voters have made it clear these two issues hit home. In recent interviews, many Trump supporters said they were driven by concerns over immigration, a topic Trump has championed throughout his political career. But for these voters, controlling illegal immigration remains a priority, along with other economic concerns. Despite positive growth in the U.S. economy and a low unemployment figure. Well, on the other hand, supporters of Kamala Harris are primarily focused on abortion rights. After the U.S. Supreme Court overturned a ruling that had long protected the right to abortion, Harris's promise to defend these rights resonates deeply with her backers. Many of these voters also feel that Trump's history of offensive comments, which some view as racist, is a troubling reminder of his previous term. Well, to give us more updates on the current US elections that are ongoing, we have Enobong Asang. She is in Humboldt, Texas. Hello, Ms. Enobong. Thank you for joining us today.
Everybody.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. So, we understand you have voted in the elections.
Yeah, I did 1 week ago.
Oh, wonderful. So, you took the early voting route.
Oh, sure, I did. Because thankfully I did. Right now, as I speak to you, it is gloomy, it is raining, and we're hearing some thunderstorms. So I'm grateful I did that 1 year ago. And of course, schools are out, so I have to be with the kids. So there's no how I would take them in the rain and go out to vote. So early voting is the sure thing. Thank you.
Okay. So could you walk us through the electoral process? What's it like casting a ballot over there in the United States?
I mean, just like every other democratic country, from the time of like 1 year before now, the elections go on, the candidates are on, they tell us what they want. They move from there to the primaries where they select who they want for their party, moving on down to the National Congress, National Convention, whereby they say this is who we want, and the vice president is out, and they all go out campaigning. And the elections proper starts with the registration by the voters and, of course, the election day. So it's just like every other, but notwithstanding, we don't have to leave out the American system of the unique American system of the Electoral College.
Okay, so you talked about the Electoral College, and we're going to talk about that later. But there are some issues that kind of hold the balance in this election. So we're looking at issues on abortion and immigration issues. What are voters saying when it comes to these two issues?
I mean, when it has to do with abortion, personally, I would think that's up to you, your spouse, or whoever you were involved with, and the doctor. It shouldn't be something that somebody who doesn't understand your condition should tell you what to do with your own body. So, notwithstanding, we don't have to leave out their. I mean, people are going to use anything to do whatever they want. But notwithstanding, I feel you still have to do with me, my husband, or whoever you dealt with, if it's not your husband, and your doctor. Whatever your doctor says is right or is safe for you, because if the mother is not healthy to take care of the baby, she's going to bring up to who's going to do it for her. So I still believe it is the right of the person to decide what to do with their body.
Interesting. So let's look at voter turnout right now. What's it like? Are lots of people really expectant heading to the polls? We understand that in battleground states like Georgia and Pennsylvania, there were lots of people that turned out for early voting. So now that, in-person voting is currently in place, what's the turnout like?
I mean, so far, I wouldn't be able to speak for other states because I'm not there and I'm not outside at all today. It's just what we have from our favorite news stations. You tune in and you hear what they're saying about this state and that state, or, I mean, for now it's very early because I think it just started like 1 hour ago here in Texas, and like in New York they started like 6 a.m. So I wouldn't really be able to say what the turnout will be for different states. But for the early voting, I know that a lot of people went out. It was in millions. As at the last count, like in Texas, or I think in my Harris County, it was like 1.2 million. So it's like a lot of people went out for the early voting because they really want to change. That's what I think. I mean, it's really a unique election. Things didn't really come off the way it should have because Kamala just came in like 3 months or 4 months before this election. So it's really something that is very dicey and spicy. We have to just sit and watch, be patient. This election is really going to have a new turn for America and the world in general. So for the election turnout, I wouldn't really know what is going on right now because here in Humble, I don't even know because it might be raining in Humble and it's not raining in the next state or in the next county. So right now I can't say what is obtainable here in Humble or in my area at Tascosita because it might be raining here and go down to Kingwood, it's not raining yet. So I wouldn't be able to say what's happening generally in all the states in America. But right now I believe is really going to be a great turnout because we want to change. Everyone needs to change. We need to change things. So I just want to believe that we should sit back, relax and see what is happening, check from news stations because I know they have like broad people going out to cover this news. So we're just relying on what the news media is going to give us. And of course, we sit back and watch.
Okay, so let's focus on the people now. We understand that there have been heightened security measures across nationwide in the country. Are people expecting some sort of protest as it happened in 2020? You would recall the 6th of January Capitol riots. Now, people have that at the back of their mind. I'm trying to understand. So walk us through what's really going on with security measures all around town.
Well, I know that they have assured everyone, just like every country would do. They have security everywhere on standby should anything happen. I know for sure that America is ready for whatever is going to take place in different states. So I mean, not just America as a whole, because each state, they have their own rules, they have their own electoral college. It's going to aid the electorate to choose who they want because it's like a winner takes it all. So if the popular vote says this is who we want in our states, is based on state. So if they say this is what we want in our state, they just go with that. So what we say helps them to say this is our president.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So aside,
I think they're like a number of them. I think about 538 of them.
Okay.
They're going to cast their votes, and half of that should be like 269, but you have to win half of it and one, which makes 270. So whoever hits the 270 first is going to be declared the winner of this election. So that's what we're hoping for. Yeah.
Okay. So aside the issues of abortion and immigration, what other issues are voters hoping, that the outcome of the election or whoever is being picked as president will get to address?
I mean, personally, I believe in positive politics, and it's going to just play out. Whoever wins, of course, they're going to push with what they want, but notwithstanding, except they just veto and say this is what we want. They just use their presidential, power to veto what they want. Aside that, they always have people who do like who makes the rules. Of course, they're going to pass it. The bill is going to be passed. And if it passes, if this is what we want, like the abortion rights and stuff like that, if it passes, of course, it's going to go into law. But if it doesn't, it's not going to go into law. So we just have to keep calm and see who is going to win. And then we can really deal on those issues. Of course, they talked about it in their different campaigns. And we really hate the women. I know that a lot of first-timers came out, the Gen Zs came out, a lot of women came out early to vote. That's one of the unique things that, almost a lot of the media outlets were getting out, that a lot of women have gone out to vote. And it shows a lot. It tells a lot what we want as women. It's our right, it's our body. We don't want some men to sit up there or some people to sit up there and make rules for our body. So we really saw a unique number of women going out to vote early, and I mean it really tells what line or what turn we want or the women want concerning abortion. And talking about immigration, we are all immigrants. That's what I tell people. We are all immigrants. You might be born here, but of course your forefathers, fathers before you, came here as an immigrant. So, and if you just want to talk about the worldview, all of us are just sojourning. We're just moving through the earth. Nobody owns anything. Nobody owns everywhere or anywhere. So talking about immigration, of course, if people come in the right way, it's okay. And they have to definitely work on the issues of people coming in through the back door. That is their concern. People are coming in through the back door and doing all sort of things. Of course, we still have people who come in, just like any country. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's their country, but they're still committing lots of havoc. How much more people who come in? They see, oh, it's a free world. We have this. We can grab that. They're gonna do it. So I mean, it's just for them to control it, which but don't tell me you want to send all immigrants out. Who are the ones doing the jobs here? The other day I was just driving past some parts of Texas that are developing. Who are the ones building the roads for you? Who are the ones building the houses? Who are the ones doing all the odd jobs, taking care of the farms, taking care of the food you're eating, the fruit? I mean, so is the immigrants. Or you want to talk about the professionals, the doctors, the nurses? What is taking care of you and your elderly parents? The immigrants. So let's come off that horse and see ourselves as humans. First of all, do away with the race, do away with the ethnicity, and let's have a united America. That's what we're hopeful for. We don't want to banter with who is dealing with what, who is not dealing with what. But when you have a serious sickness and you move into the hospital and a so-called immigrant comes to treat you and you get well soon, oh, you're fine. They're allowed, right? But when it's not working your own way, when you think, oh, there are no jobs for us because the immigrant comes and takes our jobs, are you ready to put your hands in the dirt to do the things that the immigrants are doing? No, you're not. Then why are you complaining? Jobs are available. Some of them are not even going out to work, sorry to say. Some of them are sitting back and getting the checks because they can do it as citizens. But what do the immigrants do? I know a lot of hardworking. I mean, when you talk about the immigrants that are coming in to do crimes and all of that, you have to also acknowledge those ones who come in genuinely and they work day in, day out to make sure that the economy is growing, to make sure that you're having a better society, to make sure that you have a good health system that is running. So we have to acknowledge that before we talk about the ones that you think are bringing in the drugs and the crimes and stuff like that. Who showed them the way? And who are they selling these drugs to? So if we really want to talk about it, let's talk about it plain and not just one-sided and not talking about the other part. So that's my take. I love positivity. I love positive politics, not about what this one is doing and you're not talking about the other ones that they're doing. I mean, the greatest thing that the immigrants are doing in this country, you're just pushing it to the curb. You cannot push that to the curb. You have to acknowledge what we have done for your country and what we keep doing. And even more, they're still asking for nurses and doctors, asking for those professionals to come in and do stuff for them. So we have to talk about